Among the many remarkable vehicles housed in Jay's garage, some stand out as the rarest of the rare, capturing the hearts of car enthusiasts and collectors alike. But what makes these vehicles so special, and how did they find their way into Jay Leno's impressive collection? From vintage classics to unique custom builds, join us as we explore the 10 rarest vehicles in Jay Leno's garage and uncover the stories behind these extraordinary machines. Number 10. 1963 Chrysler Turbine. In the early 60s, during the space age, Chrysler created a unique car called the Chrysler Turbine. This car was notable for its striking design, crafted by the famous Italian design company Carrozzeria Ghia. At that time, Jay Leno, a well-known car enthusiast and comedian, was only 14 years old. The Chrysler Turbine was special because it was powered by a turbine engine, which set it apart from other vehicles. Chrysler built a total of 55 turbine cars, which included 5 prototypes and 50 cars for a public user program. The purpose of this program was to gather feedback and determine whether to put the car into mass production. However, the user program revealed several significant issues that ultimately led Chrysler to abandon the project. The car had a complicated starting procedure that frustrated many drivers. Additionally, its fuel economy was not impressive, and its acceleration did not meet expectations. Consequently, Chrysler decided to reclaim and destroy all but 9 of the turbine cars. Out of the 9 remaining vehicles, Chrysler kept 2, while 6 others were placed on display in various museums across the U.S. The last one was owned by Jay Leno himself, who has become a prominent collector of unique and rare cars. The Chrysler Turbine remains a fascinating piece of automotive history, remembered for its innovative design and groundbreaking technology. The car featured a Chrysler A831 gas turbine engine, producing 130 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission. Number 9. 1955 Vincent Black Prince. The 1955 Vincent Black Prince was a vintage motorcycle that came from Jay Leno's garage. It was not to be confused with the Black Shadow, which was another model from the same manufacturer. This motorcycle was designed to be the ultimate in comfort, and it was very expensive. The makers claimed that it was so smooth that a rider could wear a suit and tie without looking disheveled after a ride. However, the introduction of small cars like the Mini impacted the market for this remarkable but costly motorcycle. The Vincent Black Prince was priced higher than some cars at the time, which made it less popular. At its core, the motorcycle shared the same design as the famous Vincent Black Shadow, but had additional bodywork that improved its aerodynamics. It was marketed as a 2-wheeled Bentley, highlighting its luxury and comfort. The technical specifications of the 1955 Vincent Black Prince included a 4-stroke, 50-degree overhead valve V-twin engine with a displacement of 998 cubic centimeters. It had a 4-speed transmission and produced 55 horsepower. The motorcycle could reach a claimed top speed of 120 miles per hour. This impressive combination of speed, style, and comfort made the Vincent Black Prince a unique model in the history of motorcycles, representing a bygone era of luxury and performance on 2 wheels. Number 8. 1991 GMC Cyclone. The 1991 GMC Cyclone was a high-performance version of the GMC Sonoma pickup truck. It was made in partnership with Production Automotive Services, the same company that created the 1989 Pontiac Turbo Trans Am. Under the hood, the Cyclone had a 4.3-liter LB4 turbocharged V6 engine that produced 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. This powerful engine, combined with a 4-speed 4L60 automatic transmission and an all-wheel drive system, allowed the Cyclone to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds. This impressive speed made it quicker than many sports cars of that era, including the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. The Cyclone's performance was boosted by its advanced suspension system and included a Mitsubishi TD06-17C turbocharger along with a Garrett water-to-air intercooler. These features, along with hyper-eutectic pistons and upgraded head gaskets, ensured the engine could manage the increased power and torque effectively. Visually, the Cyclone was available only in black, giving it a sleek and aggressive appearance. Its exterior featured unique spiraled rims and a lowered stance, distinguishing it from the boxy trucks of that time. Inside, it had a sporty feel, with a gauge cluster taken from the Pontiac Sunbird Turbo. The Cyclone was produced in limited numbers, with only 2,995 units made in 1991. Number 7. 1989 Ford Shogun. In the late 80s, Ford worked with Yamaha to create one of the most exciting American sleeper cars ever made, the Taurus SHO. The Taurus SHO had the same body as the regular Taurus, but featured a different drivetrain. It included a Yamaha 3.0-liter dual overhead camshaft V6 engine that produced 220 horsepower. It also had upgraded suspension, brakes, and wheels, along with a 5-speed manual transmission. American engineer Chuck Beck was impressed with the Taurus SHO and came up with the innovative idea of taking its powerful drivetrain and putting it into the smaller Ford Festiva. This combination aimed to create one of the hottest hatchbacks of the time, which he called the Festiva Shogun. Beck even launched a company with plans to produce 250 units of this exciting hot hatch. Initially, Ford supported the idea and intended to supply Beck with the SHO engines directly. However, after executives test drove the car, the agreement fell apart. In the end, Beck managed to build only 7 Festiva Shoguns, including the prototype. One of those 7 cars belongs to Jay. The Festiva Shogun featured a Yamaha-designed V6 engine with a displacement of 3.0 liters. It offered 220 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque, all while being driven by a 5-speed manual transmission. This project demonstrated the creative spirit and ambition of automotive enthusiasts in the late 80s, blending practicality with performance in a unique way. Number 6. The 1971 Velocet Thruxton. Jay Leno owned a vintage 1971 Velocet Thruxton motorcycle. This motorcycle was produced by Velocet, a family-owned motorcycle manufacturer in England that went out of business in the early 70s. Just before they closed, the company made around 50 more motorcycles, and Leno's Velocet Thruxton was one of those last models. The Velocet Thruxton was known for its racing heritage and had a legendary reputation. While these motorcycles were single-cylinder 500 cubic centimeters models, they were quite expensive at the time. Jay Leno believed that the Velocet Thruxton still held the record for going 24 hours straight at 100 miles per hour. He also noted that the Velocet Venom was another iconic British motorcycle that was well regarded. In terms of technical specifications, the Velocet Thruxton had an air-cooled, single-cylinder overhead valve engine with a displacement of 499 cubic centimeters. The engine produced about 41 horsepower. The motorcycle was equipped with a 3-plate dry clutch and had a 4-speed gearbox that shifted with the right foot. This combination of features made the Velocet Thruxton a remarkable machine for its time, showcasing the blend of speed and engineering that characterized British motorcycles during that era. Number 5. 1961 Chevrolet Corvair Rampside. The 1961 Chevrolet Corvair Rampside was a notable example of Chevrolet's creative approach in the early 1960s. This unique pickup truck belonged to the Corvair 95 series, which included forward-controlled vehicles designed to compete with Volkswagen's Type 2 Transporter series. One of the most recognizable features of the Corvair Rampside was its side-loading ramp. Unlike traditional pickups, the Rampside had a section on the passenger side that could be lowered to create a ramp, making it easier to load and unload cargo. This innovative design was especially helpful for businesses and individuals who needed to transport heavy or large items. Under the hood, the Rampside was powered by a rear-mounted, air-cooled 2.4-liter flat-six engine that produced about 80 horsepower. This engine was paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, but a 2-speed Powerglide automatic transmission was also available. The rear engine layout provided better traction, particularly when the truck was loaded, and contributed to its distinctive handling characteristics. The design of the Corvair Rampside included a wheelbase of 95 inches, which was shorter than the passenger car version of the Corvair, giving it a compact and easy-to-maneuver profile. The truck's suspension system was adapted from Chevrolet's full-size cars, which offered a comfortable ride and good handling for a vehicle of its kind. Inside, The Rampside featured a simple and practical interior, accommodating up to 3 passengers with a dashboard that had easy-to-read gauges and controls. Number 4. 1963 Jaguar XKE. The 1963 Jaguar XKE was a notable car, often considered one of the best British sports cars ever made. While many of these cars were produced, one might wonder why this particular model appeared on a rare cars list. Jay Leno's version of the 1963 Jaguar XKE stood out from the rest, catching the eye of enthusiasts and collectors alike. To the casual observer, his E-Type looked almost the same as any other E-Type, blending in with the iconic design that defined this model. However, it was quite special. Unlike other Series 1 E-Types that had a 3.8-liter inline-6 engine, Leno's 1963 Jaguar XKE featured a unique custom 5.7-liter V12 engine. This powerful engine significantly boosted the car's performance, giving it a thrilling acceleration that set it apart from its counterparts. The V12 engine not only enhanced the car's speed, but also added a distinct growl to its exhaust note, making it a joy to drive. This special XKE was the only short wheelbase version in the world equipped with a V12 engine, which made it truly exceptional and a deserving candidate for this rare list. The custom Jaguar V12 engine gave the car impressive performance, generating 380 horsepower. It also had a 5-speed manual transmission that allowed for a more engaging driving experience. In a world where many Jaguar E-Types shared similar designs and specifications, Jay Leno's 1963 XKE distinguished itself with its powerful engine and unique features. This model showcased not only the beauty of British sports car design, but also highlighted the creativity and customization that could be achieved. Number 3. 1974 Norton John Player Special. In 1974, Jay Leno purchased a vintage motorcycle called the Norton John Player Special. At the time, just 3 years before his first stand-up appearance on The Tonight Show, he managed to gather $3,000 to buy the bike, admitting that it was a struggle to come up with the money. Leno believed that the effort was completely worth it, as the motorcycle had a stunning design that caught many people's attention and enough power to satisfy any rider. The John Player Special had a unique design that made it stand out from other motorcycles. Since it was made before September of 1974, it featured the rear brake pedal on the left side and the gear shift lever on the right side. This arrangement was unusual at the time because a new law later required the opposite setup for motorcycles in the U.S. The 1975 Norton 850 John Player Special came with some impressive technical specifications. It had an air-cooled, 4-stroke engine with a parallel twin-cylinder design, featuring push rods and 2 valves per cylinder. The engine had a displacement of 828 cubic centimeters, producing 50 horsepower, while the racing model generated 60 horsepower. It also featured a 4-speed transmission, which allowed for smooth shifting and good performance on the road. Overall, the Norton John Player Special was a remarkable motorcycle that blended style and power, making it a memorable part of Leno's collection. Number 2. 2000 Ford F-150 Harley-Davidson. The 2000 Ford F-150 Harley-Davidson edition was a special truck created through a partnership between Ford and the famous motorcycle brand Harley-Davidson. This edition celebrated the unique styles and history of both companies, mixing the toughness of the F-150 with the distinctive look of Harley-Davidson motorcycles. The truck featured a 5.4-liter Triton V8 engine that produced 260 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. This engine worked with a 4-speed automatic transmission, giving drivers a smooth and powerful ride. While a custom version owned by Jay Leno had a supercharged V8 engine from the F-150 Lightning, the standard model did not include this upgrade. The exterior of the F-150 Harley-Davidson edition stood out with a sleek black paint job and eye-catching Harley-Davidson logos and orange pinstripes. It rode on unique 20-inch chrome wheels and had a lowered suspension for a sportier look. Other exterior features included billet front grills, fog lights, and dual chrome exhaust tips, all contributing to its bold appearance. Inside the truck, The Harley-Davidson theme continued with black leather seats that had the Harley-Davidson logo. It included a center console with a special badge and unique instrumentation. The interior offered comfort and style, featuring a 6-way power-adjustable driver's seat, air conditioning, and a premium audio system. Ford only produced 8,197 units of the 2000 F-150 Harley-Davidson edition, making it a rare find. Its distinctive design and performance features made it a sought-after collector's item. Jay Leno's custom version, which auctioned for $200,000 to support the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, showcased the truck's unique appeal. And at number 1, the 1931 Shotwell. The 1931 Shotwell was a car that many people had never heard of, and even we did not know much about it until recently. However, the story behind the 1931 Shotwell is quite remarkable thanks to its creator, Bob Shotwell. When Bob was just 17 years old, he took it upon himself to build the Shotwell car by hand. He used an Indian motorcycle's engine to power it and designed it with 3 wheels, 2 at the front and 1 at the back. Bob eventually drove the Shotwell for a total of 150,000 miles. Over the years, the car suffered a lot of wear and tear. Fortunately, it found a new home with the famous car collector Jay Leno. Leno recognized the importance of the Shotwell and decided to restore it to its original condition. Since the Shotwell was hand-built, only one of these cars ever existed. Today, it sits proudly in Jay Leno's garage, a unique piece of automotive history. The specifications of the Shotwell were quite impressive for its time. It featured an Indian motorcycle's 4-cylinder engine with a displacement of 1.3 liters, which produced 40 horsepower. The car had a 3-speed manual transmission, allowing Bob to have control over his creation while driving. The combination of this innovative design and the craftsmanship that went into building the Shotwell made it a special vehicle, and its story continues to capture the imagination of car enthusiasts today. The legacy of the 1931 Shotwell lives on as a testament to Bob Shotwell's talent and dedication to his craft. Jay Leno's Garage houses some of the rarest vehicles in the world, each with its own unique story and charm. Which rare vehicle fascinated you the most? The 1963 Jaguar XKE or the 1991 GMC Cyclone? Let us know in the comments, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing car content.